Hello everyone, so on this video I just want to show you what is the website that I use for my courses and that you can also use if you wish to create your online content and to invite and manage your students. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that that website is called Canvas, and before we move on, I'm just going to explain what is Canvas by showing you actually my page on Canvas and showing you some of the things that I can do. Alright, so the website that I use, like I told you, is Canvas, and this one is a special version of Canvas because there is the Canvas that typically universities buy for all the school to use, and then there's this version which is more for like independent teachers, and therefore it is actually free, so it's quite cool. I will put the link for this website on the description of this video, but the link you can see is called canvas.instructor.com. And basically now before I teach you how to create an account, I'm just gonna log into my account so you'll see how it looks like. So once you get to your dashboard, basically you have access to all your courses. In this case I have two different schools, so I divided them. For example, I gave them a color code, so red one is one school and the blue logo is a different school. Then I just put the course names. The great thing is that, for example, all my students have to submit their assignments online, so I never have to actually manage the hundreds of emails every week. Rather, for example, all I have to do is go to my to-do list and I see what things I still have to grade. For example, I have 43 different types of assignments actually to grade. Just as an example, maybe I'm gonna open one, and basically what happens is it opens the website, it shows the assignment the students have submitted. This is a marketing assignment, for example, and then all I have to do is actually grade it, and the student gets an email with the grade immediately. It's quite good. So other things as well is that it shows here, for example, your calendar or what's coming up, and it will tell you, for example, all the assignments and when they are due. So you can actually print this, you can put it as an agenda, you can put it, for example, if you click over here on top, you can put it as like what is happening, for example, during this week. Typically just leave it as month, it's much easier. So going back to my courses, all right, I divided some of my courses, for example, into different units. I will show you how to do all this. Okay, Canvas can be a quite complex platform on the sense that you have many options, but I'm gonna try to keep just the ones that I use and the basic ones. I'm not claiming that I'm an expert in Canvas by far, because there's many things I actually don't know how to use, but I have to say that if you plan on teaching online, that this platform is indeed great. For example, here is a list of the assignments my students had to submit with different classifications, for example, and they even, for example, have to do quizzes, or they have to, for example, do midterms online. So how does it work? Well, now the next step that I want to show you is actually how to create your account and start building a course little by little. All right, now let's get to the first step then of starting to use Canvas, and in this case I'm just going to show you how to actually create a course on Canvas. Alright, so the first step that you need is to actually go to the website that I show over here, which is canvas.instructor.com, and it will automatically take you to this page. Now the email you see over there is actually my email. So what I'm gonna do is to actually say that I'm new, and I'm gonna create a new account so just that I can take you through the whole process. So you mentioned that you're a teacher, all right, and you get to this page. Then you just click get a free Canvas account. So you fill in the information here. Okay, I'm just gonna, to be honest, I'm just gonna make it up. All right, and I'm just gonna put here the name of an organization that does not, just making it up, higher education, job title, for example. Let's imagine that I'm a where's teacher, there you go, teacher. Okay, then I just put my email. Now just to make it easy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this fake email here for just for this is a very good website to know if you want to register on something but you don't want to give them your email. Just go to 10minutemail.com and it creates a fake email address for the next 10 minutes. It's actually quite great. So I'm gonna exactly do that, create a fake email. All right, I want to teach my course on Canvas. I'm gonna say that, for example, I'm gonna say that I'm in France. I'd like to receive Martin Communications. No. And so, okay, so I'm gonna just make it up here. Let's see, 06, which is typically the French numbers, and then 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. There we go. All right. And oops, this field is required. All right, now I'm just gonna set a password, and all right, I'm gonna submit. Now basically this is creating your very own Canvas account. The website is sometimes a little bit slow, I have to say, when it comes to creating the account, but then once you go, no thank you, now I'm gonna go to my account. All right, so once you have, there you go, you get to this page. The first thing I typically do is go to my notifications preferences, okay, and here on the right you can say what are the things that you want to receive a notification for, and what are the things you don't want to receive a notification for. So typically, actually, I deactivate them all, because actually I come on Canvas every day since I teach all my courses there, and I just check them directly. Now, how you manage your notifications completely up to you, obviously, but this is just what I did. Okay, then the other thing that I do is I go to my profile. All right, there's not much information there. You can go to your settings, actually. So sorry, here, settings, the option settings, and there's a bunch of things here that you really can change. My opinion is to edit. One of the most important things to do is well, to set the language, obviously, but to change the time zone, especially if you're going to put deadlines. Having the correct time zone is important. For example, right now I'm in Paris, so I'm going to put Paris, and finally then I update my settings. You can also change your photo if you wish. All right, so really helps to, so the students see your picture and they know that well, they know sometimes who they're talking to. All right, so what things do we have here? Dashboard. Dashboard will show you all the courses that you have. Right now there's no course at all, just this template. They actually give you a template, which is quite cool. Then you have courses. We'll list the courses here, so if you want to quickly go somewhere. Then you have the calendar. Okay, right now it's empty, but like I showed you before, it will show you all your assignments. Then you have inbox. Inbox is basically your own email address for the students, and I do recommend that you use this. Well, there is advantages and there is disadvantages. For example, if it's everyday communication, tell the students to use this, because when they send you a message, and you probably know that there's always that student, for example, sends you a message with a question, and you have to ask, hello, but who are you? I don't know your course, I don't know your school, I don't know your program, I don't know this, I don't know that. So it's sometimes frustrating, just it's a waste of time. We all have wasted time on this. So my recommendation, tell them, if it's something that is just a question about an assignment, about the course, send a message through Canvas, because when you receive a message, it tells you from what course it is, and it really helps you save time. If it's something more formal, I do recommend that you tell them to send you an email, so that you actually keep obviously the record of the things the student wants. All right, so this is how you create an account. Next step we're gonna have is actually how to create the course. All right, now this is gonna be my tips about how to actually create a course, and the things that I believe you should be careful about, so that you don't commit the same mistakes that I did in the past. All right, there's obviously a learning curve to all of this, and if you have any questions during the process, just feel free to either, if you have my email, to send me an email. If not, to just make a comment on the video on YouTube, and I will try to answer as quickly as possible. All right, so creating your own course. Well, you probably already noticed the first step is you go to your dashboard, and on the right you see a button say start a new course. Right, it's that simple. So my recommendation here in terms of course name, well, I tend to work with different schools, and a lot of time it's confusing to see what course am I talking about, from what school it is. Especially you have to be careful when different schools have different grading systems, for example. So I work in France, and what happens is I work with some French schools that have a grading from 0 to 20, but I work with other American schools that have the grading from 0 to 100, and therefore you kind of have to keep things separate. It's always better. So what I typically do is I put the name of the school first. For example, let's imagine that I don't know, let's say Business School of Paris, which I don't believe it exists, so I'm just making this up. And then I'll put the name of the course. Let's imagine Strategic Management, which is one of the courses that I teach actually. And then typically, and this is a tip that I hope you do as well, because it will save you a lot of time later on, is to put when are you teaching this course. So my recommendation, for example, is I typically put 2020 spring, for example, or 2020 summer, 2020 fall, and so on, so on. Okay, why? Because if later on, for example, you are teaching this course again and you want to copy this course, you just have to go to your database, reload the whole course, and copy. But here's the thing, every time that you conclude a course, Canvas will save it, and the problem with that is that if you try to go back, you don't know which one you're trying to copy. So always put the date that the course is, or when the course is there. Then you finally can put a quick code. For example, let's imagine this course code is MGMT and management, for example, 500, and then you have content license. Just leave it as private so that people cannot find your course and join the course, for example, on their own free will. That's my recommendation to you. Then you just create course. All right, so there you go, you access this page. All right, there's many videos as well. There's many videos on YouTube explaining you how to do all this. I'm just giving you my version. All right, so Canvas, when you create a new course, it will show you this page. On the left you have several things over here that you can see, and on the right you have some options there. All right, what's the first thing we need to do? Well, typically what I do is I have my courses already prepared, for example, so I'm going to go to the folder where I have my strategic management course. All right, and I have all my materials there on the left. All right, so for example, for this one, all right, I have my activities, I have my PowerPoints, and so on. So I'm going to go now to my course and I'm going to start creating modules. Now, what I call modules is basically your classes. For example, if this is a course where you have a class every week, all right, so I put, for example, Unit 1, all right, Unit 1, and typically then I put Introduction, all right, for example, Introduction to Strategic Management. Oops, little typo, there you go. Okay, you can unlock units, for example, and you say each unit will just unlock at a specific date, but to be honest, I leave them unlocked to everyone. Why? Because if the student wants to work in advance, I have no problem with that. Other people might, because of their teaching style, you might believe it's better to lock this unit until a specific date, so go for it, right? And I'm going to add the module. Now the module is there, but here's the thing. Right now, what you need to do is, don't forget, and this is one of the most important part, if you have here the course status, you see the course status, right now it says unpublished. That means even if you added students would not get an email inviting them for this course. You have to first publish the content. Oh, I forgot to actually confirm my account. So here it is. I'm just going to confirm the account. There you go. So now my account is confirmed from my email. Now I can publish the course. And there it is, now it's published. But attention, the moment that a student submits something or we start adding students, you cannot unpublish a course, all right? So the moment you publish it, be careful, because that's when the students start getting the emails about this course. All right, so the other thing, for example, now I'm just gonna add a couple of units, for example, Unit 1 and Unit 2, the strategic management in the global scale, for example, right? So that's, let's imagine this course is just 2 units. Right now these units are unpublished because if you see here, it shows like a forbidden site, so you can actually have to click on those symbols to show a green button that says published. All right, so this is your home page. Typically this is the page the students see first. You can change that. For example, you can click here, choose home page, and you might decide that actually you don't want the students to land first on this page. You want the students to land first on the assignment list or on the syllabus. Up to you. Typically I do put the modules, in my opinion, is the easiest part.